Hello pen friends, it's JK Pens back with the first video I've been able to record in about a month. I had a cold that left me sounding like, hey, like Selma and Patty from The Simpsons. I don't know, that's a bad impression. We're going to be looking at this pen, an Aurora 88 Nettuno, or 888. I'm a little confused. I've seen it referred to as both. But before we do that, I have to show you that it comes in chonk, this ridiculous chonky box. So it doesn't really fit under my camera here. So there's a sleeve, hold everything together, and then inside there's a box, and then you open the box and it has this nice little thing, flappy thing, and inside the box is, you guessed it, a box, really more of a coffin. Inside that would be the pen, except I've already taken it out. Underneath, you have a bottle of ink. I don't know what this piece is. I don't know. I actually don't know what that... mystery piece. Looks like it's the same stuff as this. Anyways, I don't know. And a booklet. Okay. But you didn't really come to see all that. I do have to say one thing, though. Gourmet Pens is always talking about how much she hates packaging. I can only imagine this would make her head explode. This box is kind of ridiculous. It weighs over 2 pounds, almost 2.5, or a bit over a kilo. And I mean, it's really nicely made. It's not like crappy, like it has like real hinges that are held in with screws. It has a magnetic clasp. So, I mean, I guess I could probably use it to store, oh yeah, it's got this in the top, treasures. I certainly wouldn't use it to store the pen because it's big and bulky, but I don't know. Maybe I could, you know, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do with it. Anyways, but we didn't come to see the packaging, but it is ridiculous. Okay, what did we come for? We came to see this pen, which I will now drop. Like I said, this is the 888 or 88 or 888 Nettuno. This is part of the Voyage Through the Solar System series, I guess. They just announced the Jove, the Jupiter. And I saw this at the San Francisco Pen Show last August, and it was like, ugh, I almost pulled the trigger. And then on Black Friday, I went ahead and pulled the trigger. And long story short, but anyways, I'm only now getting around to showing it. So the pen is made from Auroloid, which is Aurora's term for their proprietary material, which has a lot of depth. And this is going to be hard to look at for your eyes. I'm sorry, but I'm shooting under artificial light, but I just want to bring that light in so you can see how delicious this material is. The other thing I should say is I've been having a little trouble getting the camera to pick up the fact that there is a hint of green to this. It is a green leaning blue. It is not a true blue. So if it's looking true blue on your screen, that's either my camera or the screen color balance or both. But yeah, it's definitely, it has a green hint. The cap finial and the piston knob are black acrylic. And then it has this chrome center band that is nicely engraved with the name Aurora, a chrome band at the base of the piston knob, and then a chrome metal clip. Nice and springy. I don't really use clips, but if you did, I think this would be quite snug. It has this nice teardrop shape at the end, not a roller ball. Funny detail. I don't know if I can get this to show up. I don't know if you can quite see that. But for some reason, inside the clip, in all caps, it says metal, which I assume is to let you know that this is not plastic or something. But anyways, or maybe it's just a metal pen. It's a very elegant pen. I don't think this is a metal pen. But anyways, it's a very nice classic cigar shape. Size-wise, this pen is right in there with the Platinum 3776 and the Sailor 1911 Large. They're all of a similar breed of style and size. But this one is much more expensive, and the material is definitely a bit more hypnotic and locks. It's really beautiful. Oh, one other thing I thought maybe we could do. Let's see if this will work. I think I'll blind you if I do this. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, there's some ink inside from me causing it to burp, but you can see how translucent and beautiful that material is. Okay, so that's the outside of the pen. It's engraved. I got number 190 out of 888. And so let's open her up. So inside we have ink window. You can see there's some black ink in there. If I turn it upside down, you'll see there's actually quite a bit. It's inked with Aurora black. And then there's a couple chrome bands on the ink window, which I think is nice. I think it sets it off in a stylish way. It's not at all garish. The, I should show you the piston knob. It's inked, so I don't want to open it too much. But yeah, the piston knob is quite effortless, which is nice. The section, and I'll talk more about this in a bit, is quite tapered. It's almost conical, and then it has a flare here that, stop your fingers from sliding off. And these threads are really soft. They're almost like not there. The nib is an 18 karat gold nib. It's a number 6 size, very similar in size to the other 2 pens I just showed. It does have this interesting kind of wraparound of the wings of the nib, kind of folded down, and it's not flexy at all, but it does have a little bit of bounce, but you're not going to get a lot of line variation. And in part, I think these wings folded down gives it, that kind of stiffer feel, similar to like a sailor nib, which wraps around as well. Here, let's take a look. Sailor nib also wraps around, not quite as much. But also, sailor nibs have a little bit of give. Actually, this one has more than the sailor nib, I think. Okay, so we went over all of that. And yeah, now let's talk about how it writes. So I ordered this from Dan Smith, the Nib Smith. And I hope you like that sound. And the pen came tuned to be quite smooth with no pressure required and quite juicy. So just write out its name. This is the Aurora. Wow. Okay. Let's try that again. Aurora. And this is exactly how it's written on the box. 888. I don't know what that means. Nettuno. This is the medium nib. It's not stamped on the nib, but it's stamped on the feed. I'm not sure with this lighting if you can see it, but there's a letter M on the underside of the feed. By the way, the feed doesn't smell ebonite-y. I think it's just a plastic feed, but it flows really well. So let me show you that right now. Ready? Let me know when it runs out. Let me know when it skips. Yeah, no. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and this will give you a sense like it's wet. And I actually like it. Like, it's wet, but not like goopy wet. Like my beloved Pelican 1005 is kind of goopy wet. Like, I still love it, but as per reputation, is a little fire hosey. So this is more balanced. And like I said, it came smooth with no pressure writing. So and the nib needs none. Like, I'm literally applying 0 pressure and I'm getting a really great line here. However, what I found was I do tend to press. And when I did, particularly on these diagonal strokes, I was getting some scratch. And that was caused by the, if you think about the nib, it's a blob of iridium, and then somehow, magically, they cut a very fine slit through it. So this one was tuned about like this. So could bring some ink in at the top and then lay the ink down. Very juicy. But these inside edges were catching on the paper. And so what I did, at the risk of my warranty and immortal soul, is I took some 12,000 micro mesh and I did some diagonal strokes like this and intentionally pushed about as hard as I write. And what that did is it very, very slightly, I'm not drawing this very well, but it very slightly rounded this here so that these don't catch on the paper. Don't try this at home unless you either know what you're doing or, like me, are just reckless. So now I'm going to hold it up to the mic. You hear the odd scratch when I put some pressure, but it's not unpleasant or anything. And I just journaled with it, and it was lovely. So on the whole, I really like the ink output. Okay, so here's the thing. The section is conical. It's quite tapered. And normally that wouldn't be well, I don't know if it would be a problem. This is the most tapered section I can think of offhand. And down here by the flare, it would be fine because it wouldn't slide down. But then because my fingers curl up under it, it's not quite on the paper. So my instinct is to hold it up here near the threads. The threads themselves aren't a problem. They're not sharp. They're very smooth. But then as I write, the pen slowly creeps back, and then I find myself having to reset it. And I don't know. It was just a little odd. And I went back and I looked at, for example, the Platinum and the Sailor. Let's get them on either side here. And the thing I noticed was, and this might be somewhat unique to me, I don't know, is that in addition to the section being more tapered, the threads are actually a little too high, whereas on both the Platinum and the Sailor, I can actually grip the pen up here, and the threads provide the friction that keeps it from sliding down. So this is my first Aurora, so I didn't really know exactly what to expect. I mean, I'd held one at a pen show, but I'd never had a writing session with one. I don't think it'll get in the way of a happy long-term relationship, but it is something I'm still adjusting to, the shape of that section, and the tendency to want to hold it and then have it slip. So something to know. I do have to say, I could go on and on about this material, and I probably will if you let me, but it is really luscious. And I know I'm a little cynical about the oroloid or whatever they call it, but it really has a depth and richness that I have not seen on many acrylic pens, if any. So in different lights, it brings out different characteristics. If you go to my Instagram, which is at JK_pens, you'll see it in daylight conditions. You'll see it in direct sun where it looks like it's actually running on batteries. It's so bright. And it's one of those pens where you can be writing with it. You can stop to think and then just start gazing lovingly at the pen and then be like, oh, I forgot I was writing because the pen is so freaking beautiful. So that's it. Thank you all for watching. By the way, thanks to all of you who subscribed. I hit 100 subscribers, which in addition to being an ego boost and a motivator, also meant that I could actually have a custom URL, youtube.com/c/jkpens, no underscore. So that's cool. It feels like I'm a little bit more real now. I will have a couple videos coming soon, I hope. I hope it won't be such a long gap between them. One of them will even involve a giveaway. That one will probably be a couple, 3 weeks out because I'm still waiting for a couple of pens to come for that one. But stay tuned, and thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.